on the north side. Maybe in certain years you would turn back the clock and you would get a couple of those players. maybe AZ, for example, in 2017, you could look for frags then.
Yeah.
Cajun B, more or less the same time, maybe even earlier, 2016, 2017. Gade was pretty decent at the beginning of 2019. MSL had one good tournament when he picked up the op for the first time. Christo, maybe his year is coming in 2021. So you need to put together North across the board. You need to unite.
Sounds like you need a time machine.
You need some, Rick and Morty time machine portal guns to get the very best version of all 5 of those players for North to really have a chance here.
It would be cool to see like an A core on North or something.
Yeah.
So, something like that would be very helpful.
Something that just pops off.
Exactly. Well, we'll see if they can maybe change our perception in the course of this game. Off to the T side for North, and they're already in the B bomb site, managing to find their way towards that water position as well. Are they going to run up to the A bomb site? Oh my god, that's amazing. See ya! All the way up to the A site.
Big brain. I love this play by OG.
Oh yeah, this is fantastic. I didn't recall when I last saw something like this in a pro match. This is matchmaking stuff right now. This is awesome. And they'll plant for truck as well, so that's obviously good. They don't really have control of bathrooms, so they need to defend from the site itself. And they've got the bomb down. That's a huge... That's one of the win conditions already taken care of, and Christo will start things off with the headshot onto Issa. Lovely stuff.
Oh, trades across the bomb site, leaving Gade in bank. He's doing a great job, though. Finds one, but Montu gets the trade. It's just down to AZ here. The bomb is planted for him, and these players are lined up, but Valde's able to find the kill. Where is the kit, though? All right, Montu's got it. And OG will start things off 1-0.
So you see what North kind of did right there, which at the start of the round, amazing. Leave the B-bomb site. OG has probably a good chance that they might be trying to reflank you. But the part that it fell apart for North is they planted the bomb for CT spawn, and everyone's kind of fighting them beyond the bomb choke point instead of letting them kind of cross into the bomb site and then, appearing, taking your shots. Too many people just got picked off before they even got towards the bomb at all. So
they didn't make him work for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to make it work for that kind of thing.
I think it was a bizarre situation as well, with all the CTs coming from the T angles essentially, with only 2 players on the site for North. I think the other 2 were looking for flanks. Actually gives the CTs extra numbers to try and trade on that pistol. That was a very bizarre situation overall. It looks like North have some intentions towards the B bomb site now. OG in connector. Always nice to have a player with an off angle in connector just to try and keep control of the door. So if you've got any teammates in a short B position, they don't get pinched. It's a problem though when the smoke is up. You can still listen for that door to be open.
You got to keep them honest.
Sometimes CTs will blow the door off as well. So it's a constant threat and allows those rotations without giving that sound cue away. So North going to keep Christo in connector, and they're on a fact-finding mission. Kind of reminds me in some ways of years ago on Inferno, especially in North America, and a lot of like 3 or even 5 players would just walk up long together and clear positions out. So they know that OG don't have too much information where they may have stacked the B bomb site because they got somebody deep A, and it seems they'll head towards B.
This is tough. Valde has to connect these shots. He needs to, oh, that's unfortunate. You kind of go up the site. You want to get like 1 kill, drop off before you commit further forwards. But actually, they're managing to do a lot of damage here. Really nicely handled by OG. And North are definitely on the struggle bus right here. Cajun can't really do anything. They really sprung the trap perfectly, I have to say. We only saw Valde's perspective there, and you're kind of thinking, oh, he's going to get some value out of this, but his teammates were there to support very well. So 2-0 for OG, and they just deal with that force buy with 3 players surviving, which is definitely not too bad. And it does give pause for thought for North. Do they reinvest again? They did get another bomb down, but OG aren't that out of balance, and they all have very good equipment at this point, so it's very hard. Like, where do you guys fall on this one? Would you force buy? They've chosen to just get a couple of deagles.
I'd probably get some pistols, maybe a flash or a smoke, but that's really it, because you're already down 2-0. You got the money on your side. You're losing, so just work with money bonus at this point of the game. It's still early.
I think think if you really trust your gun round game plan, this is the buy you should be opting for. If you had some kind of set play, but this could be a force, but
It's a hard map to do it, too.
Yeah, exactly. The only real strong play for a half buy or a force buy with around $2,500 would be more or less a B split, and that's always just such a high risk. Oh, okay, making these deagles look good actually. MSL is able to find and Gate as well. That's a free path onto this A bomb site here. And North will take a lot of space away from OG. In fact, they can set out into some good post plants, but the bomb is taking so long to get there. And
Oh, wow.
Who's got the bomb? Cristo. Must have dropped.
Well, there's a HE that could be deployed. If Isa's got position, he could bounce it off the truck if they go for that default plant. You can see he's lined up for it already. He's waiting for that. Lurk smoke out. There's the HE I was talking about. Doesn't make the connection, though. You can see it just hit the corner. There was a molly to be deployed as well, but maybe that can be used post-plant. This is extremely awkward for OG, especially with nobody on the flank coming in from the low ground. You can see them just jiggling. He's really got to swing wide of his teammate, but he'll just do it himself foul there, as he often does. AZ's in a strong position now as well. Issa on a 1 versus 2. You can see Gage trying to back off, trying not to give the kill up, but he's going to get stuck here. And it's time for Issa to do this with his defuse kit. Gage really trying to do what he can. Now, AZ's so low health, he won't try and make inroads while his teammate was baiting for him. He's just holding the defuse down. He's gonna look up, and oh my god, he's got him off. Oh, he's defused it. I wasn't even sure if he'd made it or not. I thought you came off it because he started to look up.
It's just at the very last second.
That was very awkward.
Yeah, it's unfortunate 1-on-2 situation from North. You just hate to see those kind of plays where the CT or the Ts are so split apart you can't trade kills off each other. Bomb's not planned for you in CT spawn. So a couple poor, I guess, post-plant choices.
OG just
Sometimes you're going to get one dig, man.
Yeah, that's
Can't
true.
even be mad.
Sometimes he's going to get one dig.
There's a nice HE there. Lots of good chip damage being done, but well, it's not even chip. It's like chunky damage done to the North players.
Chunks
already.
of death, Dan.
Chunks
Maybe.
of death, yeah. And we've got a long setup coming in from OG that's working out really nicely, actually. They've definitely guessed correctly on this rotation for North that they wanted to focus more on long, and they've just lost 2 players instantly. And what a, like, if you're North, you're thinking, okay, we've got them in a position we want them. Like, we've done so much damage. We've got the bomb down every round. We have all this money. All we have to do is just win this round, and we can take control of the match. And then they start out the round like this. It's very unfortunate for them. It's gonna be hard to find a recovery. Because see, AZ's gonna try to get a forward position for pressure, but they need someone to do something a bit crazy for this to have any remote chance of success.
Oh, that's a great Molotov. AZ's just burning alive. He's forced forward now, and LXCB is easily going to convert that one. Good util coming out from OG there. Cristo still trying to break open this A side along with Cajun B, though, but they're just being swarmed at this point by all of these CT players, and it looks like it's a pretty clean affair for OG. They do lose 1, but are able to keep a lot of cash moving forward, which they really needed to.
Yeah, I think this is one of the weaknesses of North is that teams might not look at them and be, I'm scared of that guy. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these rounds where North gets outpicked, it's mainly because of that, because people aren't, elbow peeking or anything like that, or pretty much scared to kind of, like, Mantu's not scared to post up against an MSL op or even Cajun B op. I haven't seen him in op in a while, but, he used to be an op like way back in the day.
Wow.
This is a rough start for North, but I love watching MSL teams. He is an absolute geek, and over the years, I've quite enjoyed I've learned a lot from watching him on Overpass. That is quite the HE grade. I haven't seen that one before.
I've been
It was
waiting for
beautiful.
years.
That was a piece of art.
Years
Frame
for
it.
that kind of name.
Oh my god, this is all nade damage. All this damage North has
That's a
received so far.
Molotov.
This is all nade
That's-
HE damage.
Speaking of what I wanted to see for a long time, I wanted to see somebody flash from barrels into short B and then throw that Molotov so someone is standing in it blind. Because I feel like that's a free kill, and I don't really think anyone's tried to do that yet. Because if you're graffiti, you can drop that molly so it goes over the high ground and the low ground. But just get the flash in there as well, get the combo, get the meal deal, get the hunger buster.
Is that a UK thing, the Hunger Buster? Never
Long
heard of
story.
that before.
This is just so, like, look at how much time has been burnt on the clock and how much HP a player has lost, and it's all of it's basically damage with utility and also just a bit of spray through the woods on B.
That nade.
Another.
Oh,
okay.
Just missed.
OG's utility so far has been so phenomenal, but maybe there's a way back into the round. Looks like North have finally found their way onto a bomb site. They even have the man advantage somehow. They are pretty low, and this is oh my god, he actually hit MSL with that.
Wow.
I wonder if that would change anything if he would have got that pick, but ultimately, it's kind of honestly, if you look at the way this round was in the first minute, there's no way you feel like OG are losing this round. I feel like.
Yeah, and they weren't.
What do
supposed
we think
to
about the
lose.
swings on the site? Like the swing onto the front of the site there with so much time on the clock.
So when MBK, when he made that first peek, after he saw like 3 people, he shouldn't have not re-peeked again, like without heavy support. Obviously, because they just saw him peek there. He just saw 3 people. Then there's a high chance that at least 1 or 2 people are going to be posted up waiting for him to re-peek. So obviously, I would want him with the low time that was left in the round to just sit back and, again, make it hard for them to plant the bomb. Work the bomb site.
I feel like that was a lot easier than it needed to be. And I was thinking how much of North's plan A in that round was the short B control that they eventually lost after, it seemed very, very deliberate for their long-term plans there. So I feel like OG will feel like they've let them back into this game early on, but now we'll see if North can pull a second round together. They've managed to avoid, for the most part, some early damage. Gade's taken a chunk, but apart from that, they're doing pretty good. They went through the molly with a smoke to take position, and they may have a read as to the intentions of OG with that deep molly on T-ramp.
Yeah, this is an interesting look from North here. Just making their way up short A now. And they might find a way onto the bomb site without contesting a single CT. This is a really interesting call. And it may just work out for them. How will they clear out long A is the question, but NBK is able to find 1, but Gade with 2. And once again, North are on this bomb site with a man advantage.
What's really interesting about that situation is normally when you get a molly T ramp and you smoke it, a lot of teams will be concerned, a lot of T teams will be concerned about CT presence on party, for example. So you'd expect them to go through playground, take a flash from their teammates and swing to see what is safe and what isn't safe. But North just went through the smoke with numbers immediately. And when they don't see any presence there, they may have a read of what might be likely. So that's a really cool decision making from North to just walk all the way up.
Yeah, we've seen... actually, the last time we watched North, they've been kind of adding in a bit more contacty moves in the game plan, and I think that's pretty good. I think that complements their overall kind of a methodical approach to the game, because a lot of times, you'd be tossing nades or flash through your teammates, and that kind of gives it away, kind of projects you a little bit. So I think it's good for North to be able to have these contact, mix in these sneaky plays.
That's such a hard read play. To walk all the way up.
Yeah.
If there were one op on the side of OG in the normal bathrooms positions, he would have just torn them apart. But OG, or with North, with just ultimate confidence in the MSL game plan there to walk all the way up. That's so much trust being put into MSL's hands. I mean, it's really cool to see, and really the only way that North win this series is not off the back of individuals. It's going to be with a solid game plan, and it looks like MSL is actually coming up with a very strong one.
Yeah, I'm sure they have some protocols in place. If they saw an opper, if they're being peeked on, they had 4 people in the area. So maybe just trying to overwhelm a choke point with numbers, which is it's a sound strategy. It can work, but like every strategy, you got to do it in moderation and know when to do it.
This almost looks like an anti-eco round. I mean, it is kind of one of those classic ways to play it, but there's so many rifles in the hands of OG. I do wonder how it's going to look as they get to the bomb site. And there's no one ready to hear their approach. So MBK's going to have to hit a few more shots like that. That's at least some nice damage there for OG's sake. We'll see if they have any more with these rifles that now start to spill into the side up the stairs, and looks like they'll be largely deflected. And there's not really too much to be done at this point, so the AK and the M4 will continue onwards. they've a lot to lose. Kevlar as well as kits and helmets and the smoke. So North with a great round here. Just running up long.
When that Deagle starts spinning,
Yeah.
that's where you just get excited, man. Whether you're, I feel like it's a bait. You press inspect, it starts spinning like, well, I got to go for a headshot now. You know, regardless of the situation, it's just encouraging you. But I feel like it gives you an added focus where, like, you know, you got to do it, man. You need those style points.
So I bind my inspect to like N, so I can't spam it all the time.
You got to spin to win, Eric.
Yeah,
Spin to
you
win.
need that extra confidence. When the RNG is with you and you get that spin, your Deagle's accuracy just increases.
I'm a simple man. I just want some meat and potatoes. It's all I need in my life to be happy, okay? I don't need no spinning guns or fancy skins.
You need fiber for those clean poops, Eric, man. You got to spin to win.
Thank you, James.
Clean poops.
How solid is your poop these days? We have a few seconds here. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Well,
10 being
ever since I
like
cut back,
a rock in a canyon.
ever since I cut back in caffeine and a little bit of alcohol, it's been great, James. I'd say
That's fantastic.
it's
What a
good.
nice green knife.
A hard
MSL
7.
has.
Over 7.
A hard 7, a solid 7. All right. Well, OG's lead now has been reduced. I like that North have shown us some different rounds. You know, I feel like they were somewhat gifted an entrance into their first round, but they've definitely done more than that in the ones to follow. OG have had to be conservative with their money in the situations they've been in. Just walking down the stairs round after round now, but they won't want this score to be tied. Base from Man 2, and NBK pops out from the tree. And MSL will trade the kill. Very important for him. That may have been a lost bomb for a little time otherwise. And Man 2's going to slowly slink back.
And Lexi B is in a pretty committed position. He does need his teammate Man2 to play with. This is a two-man setup. And interestingly, this is going to pay off for OG, this forward setup, because they should be able to realize what's going on here, this rotation towards B. Now, the question is, given that there's lots of utility here for North, will OG setups be good enough to deal with this? Valde there with Issa. We'll have to see how much value they're going to get from this one. Oh, beautiful there. Looking for the off angle. The spray's not good on the trade for Issa. Not good enough, at least. And now Lexi B's going to have to contest with opening this door. Oh, the timing does work out for him, though. Just as the nade comes into the hand of Cajun B, the peek is there from Lexi B. And it's going to be the 1v2 as he moves forwards up shorts. This nade could be pretty meaty, actually. Oh, that is very painful. Certainly helps his chances. Looking for the clutch. Still some time, but that flank is certainly quite ominous. And indeed, AZ will be able to finish him off. So North really looking like, I mean, at the very start of the game, first couple rounds, 2-3 rounds, didn't look like they were in this, but they are very in this right now, 4-4.
Yeah, North eliminating or limiting being picked off by OG at the start. You saw Man2 at long A, and North had a nice protocol where they're flashing over really deep, trying to isolate MBK at the tree. Of course, they didn't know that they were there, but a couple rounds previously, they did see that double long A setup with MBK at the tree, so it doesn't hurt to take extra precautions, extra steps to clear it.
Well, OG have finally been broken. It's been a long time coming, it feels, but the loss bonus should be higher, so I guess they'll be back to the races sooner rather than later. North have been extremely unpredictable in the fashion in which they're playing out these rounds, which is really awesome. Very much like MSL is playing a bit of poker. Following the information from the beginning of the rounds, we see OG stacking the Mandem towards B. Had lots of bait setups so far with mixed results, as we've seen. There's plenty of time to do more. Little peeking, little seeking of information. Now, North don't really have any map control towards that A bomb site. So with AZ being taken out, things start to get nervous. If they want to give themselves a plan B, coming out connector might feel a bit too scary. Now we've got a surge of CT facing into the push. Oh, Chris is surely going to get caught off here. He's got a tight enough angle to take 2 out. You can see the push in the meantime. 3 monster from his players to take position, but there's an AK for Lexi B, and this is going to fall to pieces.
What?
Oh, dear.
What? I can't even comprehend what just happened for a split second. Christu was just kind of by himself towards that that water spot. I mean, he did have a teammate, but they couldn't really exchange off each other. And I'm surprised he spotted 3 people peek him. He kills 2 of them, and he still keeps holding W, trying to force the angle with such low HP. I think at that point you need to reset, stop, slow down, and see, okay, I have 2 teammates coming out monster. I have my teammate behind me water. I should wait a little bit so I can guarantee kills at this point, you know? You already got 2 kills. You've done enough. Now just bait for your teammates or you know, play a little smarter in that situation.
That was a really good push from
Shout out
OG,
to
though.
Sapphire.
That was...
Can we just all say hello to Heather for a second, please? Because she's
Hi,
on the screen.
Heather.
I can see her on my screen. There we go. It's a woman who takes care of her hair, man. I'm calling herbal essences and a Dyson hairdryer. That's my opinion. Let me know if I'm right. Sorry, I apologize for interrupting you, Alex.
You don't have to apologize. It's okay.
I'm English.
I mean,
He wasn't apologizing to you, Eric.
Yeah.
it's okay.
He's taking my
Yeah, you
apology.
piece of crap. What's wrong with you? Don't apologize to Alex. He doesn't deserve it.
I really like the push emoji. It makes the decision hard, though. It forces North out of their comfort zone. If it were just that one pick, North would. They still knew what they were trying to do there, but when you're being pressured like that, it's easy to slip up, and that seems to be what happened. OG were able to steal one there, and now this becomes a pretty important round for OG nonetheless. Despite having won the prior, they only had 1 player alive, so didn't reap the rewards of all of that money that they may have been able to take moving forward.
It's interesting to me that OG decided that they wanted to go for an immediate pot flash play into sewers there, just because North have taken sewers a bunch of times, and a pot flash can be great, but it's at the beginning of the round, people are expecting pushes, so it feels like that. You know, the fact that they may be more ready for it, and they're doubling down. Oh, AZ annihilates them. Oh man, and
Okay.
again, like going back to that push, do you really want to risk it? Even if, let's say, it's you're like 70% of the time I'll get this kill, is it still worth it? I'm still not sure if that's worth it. To go for it in that
open
instance.
an OnlyFans for headshots like that. Jesus. I'd subscribe. I have to say, I think MSL playing short B with the AWP as well is a great confidence play, because it's like probably one of arguably the worst positions to do it, but to make that play, I feel like stylistically is good to have your sniper make plays like that, and especially looking at that, like the long-term transition onto the AWP for MSL throughout his career is great as well. That he doesn't see himself with limitations, because I feel like that's a very, you know, a sniper the style of like a JW, for example, might be making plays like that. So it's cool to see MSL, who you could say isn't a non-traditional sniper historically, at least, doing stuff like that. I think is awesome.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good point, James, that AWP at the water. That is a very unique angle, because usually the opposite would be either monster or maybe trying to poke around at the fountain area to make sure people don't push. And so it's definitely one of those surprise, like, oh, okay, you're going to be open from there. And that gives you the illusion of this guy may be a little crazy, he might be a little offensive with the op, and that's generally not the, as you said, James, not the style of MSL over the years.
Yeah, it's. I'm just still wondering why I actually decided that push there was with one guy. It's just at the beginning timing of the rounds. Also, the pot flashes aren't amazing at this timing, because if the players are still coming out of the short tunnel can actually protect the T's from the flash. Oh, Christo his transfers have been really, really solid. That's another demonstration of just that. And great headshots again from these pistols, and OG seem to manage to continually connect these headshots off these deagles. And that does give Mantu a chance in this one, although it is slim. Oh. That's stunning, though. Gade not even ready for that snap. Mantu playing with energy right now. And MSR is the last man standing. He has an AWP. This will be very difficult for Mantu. No idea precisely where MSL is playing from. And that's a great angle. And MSL will finish things off. 6-5 for North now, as they manage to dodge the Deagle Terror.
That's excellent damage on the side of OG, but North's money has ballooned in this half already, so it's going to be difficult to reset them completely. We can still see that every player from North has roughly 4K and above money. I think Gade's the only player that's below, but MSL and AZ are pretty healthy on top of that. And at this point, OG, they have to string a couple of rounds together in order to really get back into this half.
speaking of this half, what do you think? What score do you think both teams will be happy with in terms of the numbers on their own side? Maybe we won't have time to. Well, you can think about that for the time being as people try to advance. Vardy's going to go for a monster play, but there's going to be perhaps some blocking from both sides because Gade is pretty close. Well, we've got some grenades from the T side first. It's going to be the weirdest engagement. They're all stuck in the tunnel, but who's going to make it out? A bomb's been dropped, so that can buy some time for rotation because they've got to go back and get it. At least Gate has. LXB now trying to focus on the short position on the other side of the pillar as well. Down Lexi goes. So we've got some trouble here for OG. No time to talk about the numbers just yet. NBK and Mantu remain. Mantu, the AWP. NBK will run distraction in the meantime, showing a little shoulder while Mantu creeps from Graffiti.
Cristo does get tagged down, but still a pretty even 2 versus 2 here as Mantu is just scoped in. They may not expect this. Okay, checking every so often. He's going to get caught out though, indeed. Mantu with the frag, and now Cristo will reveal his position. He's been pretty good so far this game. There's one, and the remaining player very low. MBK will try to push forwards. But Mantu, or rather Cristo, is not really giving him anything at this point, just holding, forcing him to go as deep as possible, waste as much time as possible, and really making things difficult for MBK. Does he have time? This is going to be extremely close. Oh, just about. And there you go. 6-6, OG fighting back, but it feels like OG have run out of ideas and they're just really heavily relying on their individual skill right now.
I noticed that too. It's like they have one strat on their defense and they're just trying to force it, maybe change up a little bit, but it's generally the same kind of ideas. I'm wondering if that's going to bite them in the bum. I mean, North already had 6 rounds, and to answer James, I think for CTs you need at least 8 to kind of feel even. I mean, even at 8, you don't feel that comfortable because it's still Overpass. You still gotta get the T side rounds going, and even though they say this map's kind of even, I don't know, man. Sometimes being on T side is really rough on this map.
That last round. That easily could have been Cristo taking. All right, I'll hold the point for a second here. As Gade scales out. AZ, though, first to find the entry, and it looks like North just continue to brute force this site, but it's working out for them. Gade's able to find 2, looking for more. He keeps on pushing forward. This is putting so much pressure on Mantu right now. And that's a pretty good nade as well, and it might just force OG all the way back. It doesn't really look like there's an in for them on this round, and they might just have to save it unless they're offered a couple more picks. Oh, what? NBK. Oh, okay, NBK somehow finding a kill elsewhere, and now it's just actually 2 players. Out of nowhere, OG are able to find a couple of frags, and it leaves it just down to Gade and AZ here in the 2v3. This would be huge for them. They can break OG's economy if they're able to close this one out.
Very awkward stuff here, these positions. Not ideal, but very unexpected angle, I think, that AZ is playing from. MBK will fall to it, but now it's up to Gade. The trade is there, but the defuse pressure is coming through. Sticking it, and it's not going to be good enough. Gade will take him down. And 7-6 is now the score. And once again, it feels like OG, similar story. They're really trying to just force it through the individual plays, but I feel like strategically, North are definitely outplaying them so far.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like OG have the nade protocols for monster pops or really B plays in general to sit on the bomb site and know just who's going to be smoking the front of barrels, who's going to be flashing into that monster valley, who's going to be the one that helps out, because there really needs to be that extra support player on the B bomb site if you want to secure it as you sit on the site. It's too easy for the T's to scale out, gain a lot of presence and crosshair disruption, and we'll see if OG are able to make something happen with the pistols, but that's quick work for North.
Does Alexi B have full armor, or am I going crazy?
He does.
He does.
He does.
Full armor Deagle. Okay. Well, let's see. It might be. I'm sure. Let's see.
The helmet and everything.
I guess he had money to spend. Well, MSL. This could become weird. MSL is alone in this position.
And he has
it would
the
be
bomb.
an awkward peak for him. Indeed, he does, and it's why things could really get a little weird. I mean, there are people alive for North, and Mantu is not in the best position, but I've seen stranger things happen. Oh, can he either AWP?
Oh,
no!
No,
he hasn't done that. He's got the op. I told you it was going to get weird. I could smell it.
What do you smell, James? LXCV is making his way back now, and there's 30 seconds here. So this gets really strange for North because they know he's lurking around here somewhere. The fact that he's taken 0 damage is also quite concerning if you're North. Cristo 1 shot away from death, and they're going to try to swing together. Cristo is the first one. He's going to go down. Op comes out for LXCV, looking to complete the clutch as he jiggles for success, but it's success for AZ instead. And LXCV, he made us believe. He made us believe.
I needed him to clutch that.
Yeah.
I needed it for my just general vitality in life. That would have been so ridiculous. Oh man, this second headshot though, because the gun is like, it's going to target priority. Ooh, gorgeous. Moves around to the other side as well, towards where the bicycle used to be. That bicycle was OP as well. Oh god, man, absolutely ridiculous. I'm done.
Yeah, that was a pretty insane dig around by LXCB, but fortunately North still pulled away with round victory. Expensive, but at this point in the game it doesn't matter. It's the last round. MSL sneaking, creeping. He doesn't hit the flick, and Issa takes him out towards that short B area. And now it's going to be a little reset from North. They didn't get the pick that they wanted in the B box site. They expect OG to maybe pull one person or stay at least extra towards the B bomb site.
Very little utility for OG, so if there is any kind of a retake scenario, that might be difficult. Would be amazing if they could find a way to maybe get a pick before the T's get to a position to set piece onto a site. Mantu might be instrumental in that fact with the AWP, but it's got to be quite cautious here. Flash goes forward. Mantu, I think they know he's there. Nice shot, my god, there's only Slither left, and he's going to find a second, and this is really, really so sick for OG because North, they're in a pretty good spot, but Mantu changed everything, and he's going to slap down Cajun B as well, and that is an explosive finish to the half. North with 8, and OG with 7. Who the hell's going to take this? We're going to have to find out after the break. Okay, we're back. And look at this. Look at this. Mantu going nuclear here. But I think we were just talking about it kind of encapsulates OG and what it took for them to win rounds. But they did not really do it strategically. Mantu had to make a forward play. It's just all about the individuals for OG. But for North, strategically, they've been pretty good, but it's going to come down to those headshots as they defend or try to defend this bomb site, and it's not going all that well.
Yep, just MSL now, trying to make a sneaky play through the smoke, and he'll be eliminated as well. The thing to take away from that half, though, is that on the CT side, if a single player pops off, it's just at a very centralized local position, and maybe it'll get a couple kills, but the Ts can always just avoid that player if that sort of thing is happening. On the T side, for OG at least, if an individual pops off, that means you're going to get into a bomb site. That means you're going to open up the round in a way that North will have a very difficult time recovering from. So if OG's players still pop off in that same fashion and individuals are able to make it work, then they do have a great chance here.
Quickly taking short B, ROG. Very quickly. And we've got MBK heading to Monster as well. So it's going to say haven't been challenged just yet. Looks like they're ready to go. Valde, not going too crazy though. Waiting for the wide swing from Monster. More angles now to be held by these Ts. The smokes are up and one must be careful. Especially when connector door is left open. Always nice to politely close it. Good behavior and all that. NBK's patience will reward him. At least with information on position. MSL creeping with the scout. NBK must be careful now. 2 of these players are pretty low for OG, and they haven't, they were through Monster, but they didn't commit from short B, so now they've kind of lost position, and they're low health.
Yeah, MBK peeking at that Monster without his teammates being in position. All 4 CTs are at this bomb site, so OG has to run through a gauntlet of people, and MSL will take out Mantu over there by long B, and Issa cleaning up very nicely.
Oh,
but the Deagles! The Deagles! Keep deagling.
Keep the Deagles alive. We've been seeing some great deagling so far today. It's really exciting. And I hope we get more. Cajun B, we're looking at you, man. You must deliver.
Valde's got 25 seconds to try and win this round now. We've seen him do some crazy clutches before, but he's going to have a lot of bomb plant pressure. Very difficult situation. It's so weird how there was so much hesitation in a short position when his teammates were through Monster, and he'll never get there. That's a very difficult round, but I do wonder why there was so much hesitation. Maybe it was because of the smokes.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to fight around them, but then once they went, they arguably had even less position. I don't know.
It's a veteran play to not try to just push through the smokes against pistols like that, but the re-exec from OG was a little bit sparse in utility. The fact that Heaven wasn't smoked off, for example, really allowed Cajun B to have that highlight, and good for him. A little bit of OG's own medicine being served right back at them. Very cool stuff. We wanted a player from North to really show up here. We didn't know where the frags were coming from, and Cajun B is rolling back the years there. Nice highlight from him.
I think if OG wanted success after MBK was kind of seen from that monster area, I think OG should have not made noise for about 20-30 seconds if possible. Just make the illusion that some of you might be heading back to the A bomb site, and it might rotate maybe one person, maybe two, but it's enough spacing in that time to, it's just a lot easier or a lot more in your favor if the CTs aren't there.
We can see Valdez outside the B bomb site with the one smoke for OG. Alexa B is carrying 2 flashes, so I do wonder if B is the ultimate position and they're showing presence to stretch out the defenses. It looks like that may be the case as they head towards connector. 3 players outside being out. NBK will be the connector man, so I guess they didn't want to give that sound cue away, but he can try to cut off the rotation. And that's a very well-timed smoke grenade, bearing in mind there are 33 seconds, and it looks like it's a deliberate one-way, but AZ won't outstay his welcome. He's got a smoke of his own, which he will put in a very defensive position. Looks like another one-way, with a potentially meaty grenade as well. 20 seconds remaining. Got to dump it soon. Oh boy, this is just nasty. Has the potential to be anyway. Here comes the spread of TE players. Will they plant the bomb? No, 10 seconds left now. 3 versus 2. Some nice damage has been done. And KGB will clean up before the bomb can get planted. But hey, they got 2 kills out of that with a minimal investment, so it's better than nothing.
I was actually quite surprised. AZ did such a great job in terms of knowing precisely how to react, and the timings are really good. So I was actually surprised that OG even managed to get any value as they entered the site. But I'm really feeling that North are going to win this one, just because of what I saw in the first half from OG. It felt like their approach was just too much emphasized on the individuals. But again, there's a different half. We'll see if once they get control of the money, things will look differently. But for now, it's going to be just a quick B rush, a quick eco, and should be, oh, yeah, it's just a quick affair here as they get absolutely nuked. They managed to get a kill onto AZ, and also, there you go, those deagles once again from OG, continuing to do damage as Mantu pushes his way up here to try to connect just one more shot. 1 bullet is all he had, and it will not find a target. But a couple kills is a pretty good look.
It's always nice to get a couple deagles, a couple on your eco, and something about the mentality of having a deagle where so much magic happens, like random one-shot, amazing kills with the deagle. I'm just kind of curious on the mentality. Like, I know I'm probably going to die, but I want this kill. It feels like people want it just a little more when they have the deagles in their hands.
They just care about that crosshair placement, that extra 5%, and sometimes that's what it takes. Yeah. I feel like Taco, of all players, is a guy that when he has a deagle in hand, his mechanics just get so much better out of nowhere. He's obviously a very good player to begin with, but to start this round, Cajun taking down Valde. Looks like that was just a connector fight. Oh no, he actually took him out at water, so it seems like the blue door may have worked against Valde in that instance. Good flash to push MSL off the angle. OG trying to take some ground back in this one, but MSL is there to meet him. Takes down Montu, and North just doing a great job to thin the numbers of this oncoming OG. It looks like they'll be able to find some more as well. Oh, Cajun B, good setup between him and MSL. This is looking so clean for North here. Oh, missed shot though, actually enables Alexi B. Great movement from him in order to give that option and make it work.
If Alexi B doesn't take that fight there, then I think MSL is just going to flank them immediately, so that's a really important kill for him.
Yeah.
He's creeping onto the site now with 38 seconds. We can see there is a peek from long, though, but it's laboured for both players, and Issa should have been dead. He is now. Alexi B, rough spot for him. 16 HP. Do you go for the save? He does have the AWP, and he's going to go for it. Not going to work out for him. It's cool when you've got support as the sniper if you're long, or even if you're toilets, because if you've got a player on the site, they can jump throw flashes for you to peek either way. So he was able to re-aggress from long there with some flashes from spawn. More difficult though towards party if you're inside toilets because there's like invisible walls for grenades and so on, but that was important.
This is a really good look for North so far. They're doing a great job. I think they're playing better than I expected. They're looking pretty on point individually too. So it's very encouraging stuff. Again, definitely the underdogs, I think, is fair to say in this series.
Oh, there's an 8 stack.
Oh,
Oh, double!
The airstrike.
Holy
That is
potatoes.
beautiful.
I didn't see that one coming.
That is so nuts.
And they're on pistols. They
That's
can't get
so
their
sick.
rifles, but they can really swarm now. They don't have any flashes to pop flash. So I wonder, how do you play this round out now if you're North? Do you take a gamble? Do you put somebody in a forward position? They've got flashes of their own.
I think you have to gamble at this point. You have to find some kind of info or at least work together to a point where you cut off the map.
The thing is, like, North has so few players, they can't really play any deep positions. So those 2 kills give a lot of free open space for OG, and they are taking it. This could be a problem, though. MSL, he has to get more kills from this position before they close onto the site and get to use those numbers to swarm. And as best as MSL can try to control the swarm, he's only able to get 1. Okay, should be able to finish off a couple players, though, making it 2v2. But the AWP's collected. This might cause a lot of issues. Valdez on it. And there is retake utility here as the creep comes from the bathrooms there from Gade. He's going to find himself Alexi B, but that AWP is still alive from Valde. He can still win this round for OG in the most surprising of fashions. Oh, but the smoke, that makes it very awkward. But they still don't know that he's there precisely. Oh, he had a chance, but Gade will take him down. Good recovery. My God, I'm really surprised that North managed to find the win there. Credit to MSL. He did just enough.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like that was OG's round to win, and North with Cage and B getting 2 kills when they were playing the bomb is huge. I guess that's the idea, the ideal moment to attack if you're down in numbers is when someone is planting the bomb. Why? Because they're planting the bomb. They're not shooting you in the face. So it's actually really smartly timed by Cage and B right there.
The players, 2 of the remaining 3 players for North as well went for the same boost immediately where their teammates died from, which was smart. I guess it's unexpected. Didn't pay off, but something I noted on the radar.
You won't do it
That is
twice.
quite a survival. North, historically, 58% from 12 maps, whereas 6 maps played for their opponent, with only 2 of those won. But those, it's a low sample size. But it may feel like a bit of a gulf between these 2 teams at present. But if they can break that CT money, OG, then it could turn around.
I think North is doing something special here. They're not special, but they're doing something smart. I think they took over water already.
Yeah.
And now they have a really good idea that OG is hitting this A bomb site. But Valde, he's going to stop that. He's going to stop this curiosity. Or not.
That's a huge kill as well.
Wow. North is just picking them apart now. Their OG is just not able to get free real estate across this map. It begs the question of just how much did MSL prep for this and how much did he prepare for this OG T side? It feels like they're finding them at every single corner. They're coming out on top. Maybe it's some individuals, but it looks systematic, and North are looking so good here. It doesn't even feel like OG are in positions to trade a lot of these kills, and I think that has to give a lot of credit to North that they are finding a lot of these great timings in order to push, and it's really tough for OG to find any footing in these rounds.
This map is made for North's and MSL play style. A team like OG, I feel like they're more defaulty, kind of feel it out sort of team. So a map like Overpass, it's really hard to feel out Overpass. You need set protocols, you need teamwork, you need to have multiple different setups as T and CT. And if you're going to come to this game with approach like a kind of Mirage or Pug style, it's not going to work out for you against a team like North.
Quick B hit comes through. AZ there, able to just absolutely own it. AZ on that rifle is such a force to be reckoned with, and Issa is the only man standing, and he won't be standing for too much longer. 15-8 as North demonstrate to OG exactly how you do play a CT side on this map. As you were saying, like earlier, Alex, OG is sort of struggling to get really any free real estate, and that was something that's North, when North were playing that T side, it didn't really feel like the same presence. OG didn't really pressure in the right ways, in the ways that really felt efficient, and it felt like they threw a lot of Hail Mary plays to control the map. But North constantly reacting, constantly getting information, constantly a step ahead.
Constantly.
Oh, seems a bit of traffic for North as they try to fall back. MSL will be safe enough. And now, as I say that, he's heading towards 3 players on long. So, oh, he's not going to see the other 2 just yet. Can't find the flick on Issa. Well, there's an early kill for OG. Man, they need 7 rounds from 7. And it's not... I don't know if anybody has faith. Look at the information play here from Gate. He's made his way through to Monster. Still raises questions towards Connector, but they will stack 3 players on A North.
Yeah, this is such a good spot here for North ultimately. OG though, creeping up. They're very close on the side here before the CTs have announced themselves. No peeking from the CTs. It will actually favor OG as they pick up most of the kills here. A 1 versus 2 now for Gate on that huge rotation. He does have an M4. He's got an incendiary, a flash, a kit. He really has everything that you could want to work from this position, but it's certainly going to be difficult. OG, there's a variety of ways that they can play this. If they want to play it the most effectively, they can just play together, guarantee a trade kill situation, just not have anybody peek or give Gate any information until at the last possible second. And I think that's how they're trying to play this one.
Wow, he's going for it. He's actually moving up long right now. He might just have to go for a ninja defuse. Maybe 1 kill in the defuse. There it will be. That's the kill. Can he stick the defuse, though? This should be a pretty easy lineup for Alexi B, and he's able to find it. Planted right on the back default. There's really no positions that Gate can even be other than against that little wall. Back dice, so...
He does force them to lose all their money, though, in that round, which is good for the long run.
That is a big victory, actually, for Gate in that.
I didn't like the CT setup that North had in the A bomb site. They had 3 people in A, and no one was a point of contact. So they allowed OG just kind of sneak up and clear literally every spot without even being contested until they got toward literally really deep in that A bomb site. I think it's always important if you have multiple people. One person has to be like the point of contact, bait them for your teammates, because once they see you, they might charge you, they might want to try to fight you, they might hesitate, they might pull out their nades. Those things are a lot better than them just walking up and clearing every angle comfortably. You know what I mean?
They look like very deliberate angles, but I was surprised that it went so badly because it looked like that was something they'd practiced, especially that one on the stairs. But we've got to win those duels, I guess. And so on long once again. That's a very fast shot onto NBK. Cajun B's deep, but he won't be able to do anything. So MSL's got to land this flick. Cajun B dancing. Oh, careful. That was so clean. That was very clean indeed. They have lost a bomb site, though. But if he's able to just keep presence here in the meantime, that'll be a problem later on once OG plant the bomb. And they just about do that.
Yeah, especially with AZ coming up to work with, it's going to be interesting how the play works around bathrooms here. They know MSL is lurking around this position. Oh, they line up for him!
Oh, no!
That is the last thing you want to have happen. Mantu is stuck on the side. 1 versus 3. He's tagged down. He's going to get finished off. And I am so surprised that they were not more fearful of MSL there. And that's the map. 16-9.
Where's the ace thing?
Oh, my God.
Ace.
No ace for MSL.
Standby.
No crayons.
That was really, the rotation was really smart from MSL because they have to go so deep to check the whole of long where the angle kind of changes. So you can use that because you might think, okay, he's just going to wait there for his teammates to make a play and then he'll come in late. So his rotation towards toilets is awesome.
Absolutely. That was quite a match. I think for me, at least, it didn't go as I expected. I think there's a lot to kind of talk about with regards to this match and how it went and how OVG struggled and what North did well. But we'll have to wait until after this quick break to begin our post-map discussion.